Hey guys, I've got a couple of interesting things to share relating to Bryan Kohberger. Firstly, his family have presented a statement to the public. And secondly, his students have been speaking out. So let's get into both of those things. Some of you might have seen this already because it's doing the rounds on social media. This is from Jason Labar from the Monroe County Public Defender's Office, and its press release, Kohberger family statement. First and foremost, we care deeply for the 4 families who have lost their precious children. There are no words that can adequately express the sadness we feel, and we pray each day for them. We will continue to let the legal process unfold, and as a family, we will love and support our son and brother. We have fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence, rather than judge unknown facts and make erroneous assumptions. We respect privacy in this matter as our family and the families suffering loss can move forward through the legal process. Well, I agree with respecting their privacy. I don't think people should start stalking them, harassing them, or anything like that. They are innocent parties in all of this. The fact that they're going to presume he's innocent until he's proven guilty is fair enough, right? He's their kid. I get it. But what else can they say, really? I don't know. What's more interesting, though, I think, is information coming out about Bryan Kohberger as a teacher. He's done 1 semester as a PhD student. And for those of you who've worked in academia or have been an advanced level student in academia as a PhD student yourself, you'll know that more likely than not, you will get some teaching assistant hours. And it's difficult, guys, look, it's difficult to be in your first semester as a teaching assistant. You know, you can mark too harsh, you can be too lenient. You know, there's all sorts of things that go on in that first semester. Look, I can tell you horror stories about teaching assistants, and I started my PhD on the 1st of October 1997, and by mid-November I was in a classroom teaching a class, and I'd literally just graduated my undergrad psychology degree in the July. So look, it's nerve-wracking. The first set of papers you've got to mark, it's nerve-wracking. So I'm going to give him some leeway here, but TMZ have reported this. So they report about the family statement, which we've already talked about, but they talk about him being a black sheep as background surfaces. So it's actually the New York Times spoke to a handful of Bryan Kohberger's former classmates and colleagues while he attended DeSales University and Washington State University pursuing degrees in criminology. So he did his undergrad in psychology at DeSales, and then he did a master's in criminal justice, I think, or criminology. And then he's done 1 semester as a PhD student at Washington State. So by most accounts, he was deeply entrenched in his major, but to a point that it was off-putting and combative, which led to conflicts in his life. There are 2 specific anecdotes that paint a picture of the type of person Kohberger was in academia, both of which happened at WSU. In one instance, a former classmate of his tells the Times that Kohberger once got into a heated discussion with another PhD student about a criminology concept and was accused of mansplaining to the woman. I've said in a previous video about him being combative and wanting everybody to think he was smart and putting people down for not being smart enough. And this seems to be another example of that. So he was accused of mansplaining to this woman, and she got so upset over the conversation that she left the class, leaving behind personal items. I wonder if he mansplains. I hate that term. But I wonder whether he puts women down more than he's likely to put men down. Or does he just put everybody down? Does he think he's just cleverer than everybody? It would be interesting to know that. But Kohberger was working as a teaching assistant, so just for the one semester at WSU, a student who was in one of his classes he helped teach said he avoided eye contact with them all. Perhaps nervous, first semester, I get it, and was supposedly a harsh grader, leaving extensive notes on their papers. It got so bad the students complained en masse. Well, it's down to the university to give him the training, to give him the support in his first semester as a teaching assistant. The same student also claims that later in the fall, around the time of the Idaho killings, Kohberger loosened up on grading, interesting if this is true, and stopped leaving notes on their papers altogether. There are other accounts of Bryan being highly engaged in discussions about criminology, and the New York Times piece also notes that he was under the tutelage of professors who focused on serial killers and gruesome crimes. Well, he would be, because he's doing criminal justice and criminology, so he would be. The story points out that many at DeSales and WSU viewed him as quiet, awkward, and on his own, whilst also overly intrigued with the curriculum. We've already heard other stories about Bryan that make him out to be aggressive and quick to anger, but clearly his loved ones want everyone not to jump to conclusions based on any of that. And you may have seen this little video here.
Bryan Kohberger. Jessica Crahansel. Jessica is the program assistant for graduate nursing in the Division of Nursing.
That's him graduating there. Bit emotionless. But I've got this. This is interesting. This is from one of his students. Check this out. I'm glad that this course has given you a more nuanced perspective pertaining to criminal justice. Have a great break. Bryan Kohberger. And that's December the 16th, so that's a month after. And this person's got a grade, full marks. Oh, wow. I've never been that lenient a marker. Either the student's brilliant, or he really was being lenient. Maybe he's loosened up after he's been able to commit a quadruple murder. Who knows? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. I've been Michelle. Hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next video.